Hi guys, my name is Leah Grant. Welcome to Pure Movement Studio. Today we're going to use a soft OPTP foam roller to address tightness in the upper body. I'm going to share two moves to help look at the front of the body and the shoulder. Let's get started. We're going to look a little bit at the side of our arms now, so side of our shoulders in towards the pecs. Again, areas of tightness, upper back, right, and chest. So you'll have options. You can keep your feet in a Z position, or for a little bit of a tighter rotation and a different sensation, you're welcome to bring both feet stacked. This sometimes can be a little hard to get into. So I'm going to push the foam roller up a little bit because the foam roller is going to find our deltoid. It's going to find the side of our shoulder, not the elbow, not the face, right? So I need it to be on my shoulder. So I'm going to push my left hand a little bit into the foam roller. I'm going to wrap my right arm around the body, and then I'm going to line up my deltoid to set right on top of the foam roller. Now, you're welcome to rest here if you want. You can even kind of just relax the body. Just depends kind of how tender your upper body may be. I am going to start to swing the rib cage, kind of like it's a swing set, right? Up and down. So that's one reason I like to bring the hand here, because it helps me sort of feel the way the rib wall is moving. Sometimes, again, that foam roller has a mind of its own. If it starts to creep up to the top of the shoulder and you want to keep it down a little bit more towards the middle of your upper arm bone, that's all right. You're going to go near to an area of tenderness. Mine's more on the lateral side of the shoulder. Stay there for me and start to just externally rotate the arm and then bring it back towards your rib wall. So if for any reason your head and neck starts to get tired, just kind of let it relax. You don't need to hold on to anything too tightly. Just let it breathe. Yeah, you could even just kind of even find a side stretch. You're also welcome to keep that little external rotation there and maybe sort of like itch, like you're reaching to shake somebody's hand, like you're kind of reaching forward. It also, again, feels a little bit like if you have an itch right there on the side of your arm, you're trying to scratch it into the foam roller. And then let's just let everybody kind of relax a beat. So let everything go. Don't hold on to anything too tightly. And soften. I'm going to use that left hand to help me up. So now we're moving into the front of our shoulder, our pec. You're going to push the foam roller to the left. The heel of the foam roller on this side is going to come into the front of your shoulder here. I'm going to keep my legs stacked, but this can be a really tight twist for some people. If that's too much, you're welcome to move into any kind of comfortable leg position that helps sort of your body get around. So I'm going to go ahead and try to line myself up so that this side of the foam roller is going to dig into the pec muscles right here, kind of as it connects from my breastbone over to the deltoid we just worked, deltoid and bicep. Okay, so my right hand is used as a support, as well as the left, to help me come down in one piece, right? And maybe you just take a moment and rest. So if you're super tight in the pec, this might be it for you. You just kind of rest the body and sort of feel how the pressure of the foam roller is working its way into the front of your pec. I am not on the breast tissue, all right? So I am kind of above it just a little bit. So my foam roller might be slightly angled so I'm not across my bust line. I'm more so into the ribs up higher on my chest. If you want to deepen it a little bit more, you can try to start to move into gentle extending of the right arm. You could just try to float the right hand up off the floor, tap it back down, right? You're welcome to reach the arm long, and maybe the thumb is up to the ceiling. Then start to circle the arm like a single arm snow angel, and bring the hand back and bring the thumb down towards the floor. I know mine's a little bit hard to see in this position. Try to let the rest of the body soften. Try not to hold on to anything too tightly. You may go next to that tenderness, and then maybe just soften the body down. Kind of go up to that and just try to relax the body, or then maybe go back into movement. I'm going to go ahead and push the foam roller up on a diagonal just a little bit. So it's a little bit more like the foam roller starting to thread into the armpit the tight bundle of muscles right there at the front of the armpit that can be kind of tight and restrict that arm range of motion. So you're welcome to just rest here. Notice I'm using the foam roller as a pillow, right? I'm trying not to build tension in my neck or the left arm at all. And then you can go back to that right arm moving. Right now I'm just extending and bending. And I'm using the edge of the foam roller to find tightness at the front of my shoulder. I'm going to move into a little external and parallel. So I'm thinking of kind of rotating my fingers up towards the ceiling, looking at the way that my shoulder is externally rotating. And last one. I'm just going to let the body soften for a moment, sort of like like I'm falling asleep or something, just allowing that gentle compression to gently, kind of work the tightness out. Taking an easy inhale and exhale completely. I'm going to use my right hand and my left hand to push down into the mat to help me come up. Let's take a little bit of a stretch from this position. Right leg will be in front, left leg tucks behind. And all I want you to do, you're welcome to hold on to the shin if you want, reaching your arm forward. Start to extend the wrist. Push the wrist away from you. Maybe you look to the left, and here you're trying to open the bicep and the pec and the tissue that we just massaged. Little circle as the hand comes back down. And again, reach it forward. Maybe it goes up on a diagonal a little bit. Small cue here would be to shift back onto the sits bones ever so slightly. Because I don't want your rib wall to swing forward when you do this. I want your body sense back and your bicep pec to open. So I need to use my hand on my left shin just a little bit because it's actually helping me stay in the left lane as my right arm reaches to the far side of the room. Last one. Stay in your left lane. Very easy here to swing the entire body forward. Keep pulling it back. Ooh, you have a little wiggle. Switching sides, you're going to take that foam roller, you're going to bring it into the left. So start with your thighs lined up. Once again, using the foam roller as an assist, your right hand is going to come on top, left hand is going to hug the rib wall. I know it's a little tricky at first to get into. You're trying to get onto the outside of the shoulder on your deltoid. So however maybe best helps you get down there. You're also welcome to just rest. All right, so once you're down there, maybe you just want to let that pressure, let that foam roller gently compress the tissue. Or you can start to move into kind of like a rolling motion. Again, I like my hand on the rib cage because I feel as though my rib wall is swinging up and down. I'm a little tighter towards the front of my arm here, so it's going to look different than the other side. I'm going to roll forward towards the front of my shoulder a tiny bit, find an area of tenderness, and then start to move my left arm, the lower part of my left arm. You can move into kind of just an external and then parallel position. Or you can start to move forward and back, sort of like you're itching your arm into the foam roller. I'm using my right hand here as well. I have a little bit of a push into that foam roller with my right arm. I'm going to soften the hand down. I'm going to actually make a pillow with my right hand and just try to rest my body for a minute. Gentle breathing. I'm going to work my way out of this position, picking ourselves up. Again, option to stay in the tight Z position, or if that's gotten too much, move your legs into your comfortable mermaid position. We're going to go ahead and reach the left arm to the side as you lay down on top of the foam roller. Remember, it's above the breast tissue, so I'm actually almost, higher up here onto my breastbone. I'm going to lay down, and then I just rest for a beat. So I'm trying to turn my body down and open up the left arm kind of to the side, so sort of like a door that's swung open. I'm using the heel of the foam roller to press into the eye of my shoulder. You're welcome to start to circle the arm. This one's harder for me on this side. It doesn't come as high. Oof. Maybe a little bend and extend. I'm going to rest my chin on the foam roller. That's actually kind of how high the foam roller is, right? I could, it's not cutting off, it's not cutting me off at the neck, but I could just kind of almost even relax my chin all the way down. I'm moving my left arm into a little bit of an external rotation, turning the fingertips up towards the ceiling. My elbow is down on the floor. Oof. I'm going to spiral the foam roller up about 5 degrees as it starts to kind of thread deeper into the eye of my shoulder towards the front bundle of muscles, the front of my armpit. I'm going to push my left arm straight and then pull it back down. You could also keep the arm straight and start to move into that single arm snow angel. Every time I exhale, I'm trying to lift my left rib wall a little bit so that I'm not swinging the rib cage down to the floor, but I'm still trying to lift the waist. Whoop, I found a knot. I'm going to go right beside it. I'm going to try to breathe through the discomfort. Now, if this is too much for your hips or your waist, you could always almost just like straighten the legs and roll completely prone, right? Lots of options here as you're just kind of trying to address the shoulders and start to help open up the tightness from our desk work and our computer stoop. I'm going to start to bring both feet onto the mat, help myself up through seated. This is where we're going to move into a little bit of the left arm swinging open. So I'm going to set the foam roller out of the way for a minute. Right hand is going to hold on to the shin. Notice again, are we forward over the front of our sits bones? If you shift back a little bit, reach the arm in the opposite direction. So this one for me is still kind of tight actually through the forearm and my wrist. So my biggest restriction actually feels kind of like right here through the inside of my forearm, through those fingertips. I'm going to try to straighten my fingertips. So I always think a little bit kind of like Spider-Man here, like, or Spider-Woman, Spider-Person, shooting, right? I'm trying to open, and I'm so tight, I can't stretch my fingers straight. So I'm really going to try to think about peeling the palm back, opening the palm. I am left-handed, so that also might be, right? So check out, right, which arm felt tighter. Could be based off of everything from movement patterns to external influences. Last one. Stretching those fingers straight. Woo! And then let that wiggle. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you learned something new. And if you have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comments below. Let us know your feedback. If you haven't already subscribed, be sure to click that link.